But a lot of the ministers that have worked with God's people for 2,000 years are killers from hell. In some ways, the worst ministers I have ever seen came into this church. We are called part of the flock of slaughter. We're the depressed, on-knee, lowly part of it. We've had lying thieves who were born in hell, crawl to the surface of the earth, join this church, and plague us. And we stayed with it. And they slew a lot of us. And I hope it was only, you almost hope it was in the literal sense. I don't know of any ministers in the church ever in history who actually killed the sheep. But if you took their eternal life, you slew them. Or maybe you drew them out of the church to follow you, as some will do in the 7 years. And you created, trouble down through the centuries that way. But they still have a chance until we get to the 7 years. But here's the setting. Here's the setting of this. Be patient, therefore, brethren. Maybe verse 6. You have condemned and killed the just, and he does not resist you. Where are you going to go? Going to go be a Catholic? I worked under ministers when I was an assistant who were as black-hearted as the devil. Men so evil, so dark, and yet God, you have to trust God. You live by faith all through our lives. And for the 7 years, the flock that's going to get actually killed, some of them maybe if you died in this life, you were murdered in this life, you probably are just man made perfect and you're waiting in heaven. But if you've been here for 25 years, I don't know how many ministers have come here, lie, steal, slander, do literally live and breathe to murder this church, as though somehow they'll get away with it. It'll all be okay. I would marvel. Father, I'm doing everything in my power to provide beautiful literature, the best telecasts, the most beautiful environment, a college. They get a calendar that was better than anything we ever saw in Worldwide. They get an envoy that was as good as anything a great big church ever provided. Community gardens, camps, feast sites all over the world, time off, and they wanted to murder us. And it's just hard, it was so hard to understand. Now that it's almost over, I can only now really, truly understand this picture. Now, it's kind of hard to wonder how the three shepherds who die were not associated with this church. And since they're not dead yet, I'm just going to tell you, stay alert. I don't see why people in some other group, now maybe they would. Maybe it would be 3 men alive today in the flock of slaughter, the seventh era, and it wouldn't have anything to do with us at all. I don't know who they are. I can't guess who they are. It's a much bigger audience over there, a lot more men involved, but you can't have a whole lot of men die to start the 7 years, and that somehow is just 3. So the 3, remember the bag limit. It looks like it's before you ever get there. Let's hope I'm wrong.